Alright, we are back with the dev clash. It's EU4, it's 130 Emperor. I'm DDRJake here, and again, coming in on the microphone, we got Johan. You there?
Yeah, hi, how are you doing, guys? Are you all happy?
Excellent. Now, as usual, we're coming back. We don't care that everything's in lockdown at the moment. We are continuing on with the dev clash. We are bringing Carnage, and I have heard from a little bird that we're going to have Carnage straight out the gate down in Africa. Now, Johan, you placed good old Groogy down in Timbuktu. And now he's going to have to fight it out against Gorion at least. Who's your money on?
Oh, this is a hard one. It depends. Are they alone or do they have allies? If it's one versus one, it would be an interesting war where would it... It's like, I think Merc is probably stronger, but I don't know. Groogy is not a bad player.
No, he's far from a bad player, and he's also stuck a fortification right on the north, so I don't know which of their allies are going to be getting involved here. But we've, yeah, they've got a fight in their hands for sure.
It's not just a fort. It's also a province that Daniel would like. It's a salt province.
Oh god. Yeah, and that adds to the extra fort defensiveness there. Not to mention it's going to be attrition hell for the Moroccans coming in. So we'll keep our eyes and see if the blue flames appear over there. Otherwise, what else is happening across the world?
And it's an interesting thing because he has defensiveness. It's like 50% defensiveness in that province with Salt. He has a decent power projection and a defensive edict. I would not want to be the one attacking and sieging there because, oh, yeah, Tunis has attacked.
Yeah, Tunis has gone in against air, so that's not against players, but it is against AI getting into the region, perhaps to work their way around the situation. We're getting a call in from Kaiser saying that
it's a war now.
Oh, right, well, Kaiser will have to wait. What's going on then?
It's a player war. It's a Dino Tangorian versus Groogy.
Alright, so Groogy's going to enjoy the two-front war here then. So what's the nature of the war? Let's look at it from Groogy's point of view here. So it's a Tunisian conquest of Kawar, so that is against an AI, but Groogy has come in as a player on it. Straight away, Morocco's going in for the siege on the fort there. He might be a while, and I think they managed to get tech parity, is that right?
This is, yeah, Green Raiders is joining in.
There we go, so we will have a Sweden. Alright, Azir's back in, they're saying they live, and get a better grasp on the situation here. Now, Timbuktu have quite a lot of allies involved in this war, right? So we've got the Mali, the Kong, and Air. But are they going to organize, and are they going to fight as hard? Because their military tech is pretty terrible. Timbuktu is the only one at military tech 7, whereas Morocco and Tunis are also at 7, so they might be able to have an easy time against Timbuktu's allies. I don't think it looks too good for the Central Africans, to be honest. But the Groog is marching on. Looks like he's going to try to dislodge Tunis from it. Tunis split up, and Timbuktu's marching in to kick them out of Air's capital. I'll get a good idea of how
it looks like Arheo made a bad gamble in an...
Oh, that's
he did a unification war against some other nations, and he's lost a major battle. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's right, because we have a couple of players that are over in Central America. So we've got Arheo over in Shu, and the Aztec, led by Kaiser Johan. Now, if they manage to get a lot of power here, it's going to be very difficult for even the player Euros to come charging in and defeat them. But they're not in the best of situations. Yeah, so as we can see there, Shu is involved in a war that's not going terribly their way. In fact, do they have much of an army? Ah, they got 10,000 kicking around.
Yeah, but they lost a major battle. Oh, it's 26k sieging Auden in northern Timbuktu. I wonder what the attrition is taking there.
Let's get back to the Groogy.
3.8% attrition.
Yeah, that is going to be murdering the Moroccan manpower. In fact, they've only just started the war and they're at only 2.5k manpower right now. He's pulling back some of his troops because he knows he can't sustain that, especially since he has to wait. Well, thanks to all that fort defense, it's 39 days per siege tick, so he's going to be there for a while.
Yeah, and Grug is playing it smart. He has Mali and he has Kong on his side, and he has...
Yeah, he even has Condottieri coming in from Benin, so Daniel in Benin is actually helping out Grugi in this war. That is a sign of an alliance right there, because he could have just let Timbuktu get burned.
Yeah, but he doesn't want Timbuktu and Air to be burned, because they are a nice buffer.
Yeah, they are a buffer between Central Africans here and the Northern Africans. But, oh boy, there's a lot of Moroccans. I guess that's where all his manpower went. Not that Timbuktu have a lot of manpower of their own, but down they come. This will decide who's going to triumph between Northern Africans and Central Africans. Benin wants to get marching in on the Moroccans, but he's hesitating because there are so many of them. I think he's waiting for backup.
And the Moroccan army is getting eliminated by natives in... This is really good, because...
Okay, there we go. We've got the big battle happening in Todeni. I think Benin may have charged in a little too early. But if they can dislodge the Moroccans... There we go, those Moroccans are heading out. That's a lot of lost time and men for one fort that they didn't take.
Nice. And the colony on the way got severely hurt by natives, and they lost some army on the way.
Yikes. Yeah, I mean, there's 3,000 very aggressive natives there that aren't taking too kindly to Moroccans' incursions there.
I mean, Grug and Daniel, they're good players. I mean, they have slightly... Do they have tech disadvantage against Moroccan?
Benin has a slight tech disadvantage, but Timbuktu at Tech 7 is helping level things out. But also, they have the centralized defense, right? They're fighting against foes that have to divide their forces between east and west here. Whereas Timbuktu and Benin can just react, since both areas are fortified.
Yeah, and best of all, the Tunis army has to march through the Allied territory in the north.
Yeah, so it's looking pretty good for Timbuktu and friends so far. And there we go, we actually have Kano sieging up that colony of Morocco. So it could be Morocco finds themselves on the back foot, and they're not so well fortified against incursions right now. In fact, where even are their forts?
Far back behind the
very
mountains.
Far back. They could lose occupation of quite a lot of provinces there, and if they lose their gold province of Tafilalt, that'll be bad for the economy.
Jake, have you looked at the manpower reserves?
Yeah, what manpower reserves? They don't look so good. Tunis is about the only one with any reasonable manpower left, and I think that'll go fast enough.
I mean, the Timbuktu can just sit back with their armies and wait.
Yeah, as long as they keep Air, the war leader, safe here, they got this war. They got this war won on their side.
Because the war score is picking up. I mean, this war is lost for the north.
Yeah, this one was for Kawar, and good luck being able to maintain Kawar. Alright, we'll jump and see what other wars are happening across the world. We see the Danes are at war. It's just an AI war, but it's against the PLC. Poland already fought a large war against Brandenburg and friends that they didn't come out so well of, and they're at it again. They've still got the PLC Union, but that's a lot of wars. Muscovy, Danzig, and Bohemia all gunning them down. Why die for Danzig? There's still a lot of units on the PLC's side, but I don't think they're going to sustain it against all these wars going on. But that is letting AI Muscovy get a bit stronger.
Yeah, the AI Muscovy is getting a really good friend in Sweden.
Yeah, that traditional Muscovite-Swedish alliance holding strong. Danzig as well, allying Muscovites. Probably just for self-protection right now. I can't imagine they want to maintain that for too long, because they're going to want to eat that land.
Muscovy owes Sweden 19 favors at the moment. Yeah. That's going to be a good help for us.
Sweden could just throw that into whatever nation they choose. What else we got on right now? Hungary's at war, but that's also with the PLC. In fact, are all the wars going on, either that player war or against Poland? I think they are, so we'll jump back to see what happens in Timbuktu. Alright, so Timbuktu are heading north, probably to try and dislodge that, but I don't think they have the numbers now. Although Morocco are eating the attrition on this, I think they actually have the numbers to hold them back.
I think they do. Morocco has a grand company, though.
Is there anything special in the Grand Company?
Let me check.
Well, they've got that 5-fire leader, but this is not the age of fire. Alright, they're going in. Timbuktu is going to try to save that fort, but I think it's too little too late. It's about to fall. Oh, it just held out. It's going to come down to it. I mean, the Timbuktu, they do have the better morale. They don't have the better discipline, I think. Ah, we got Sir Rogers coming in here. Alright, there we go. No Europa game complete without Austria there. That's a big fight for the Moroccans to take. They are dominating the shock phase, though. I think, well, I'll be. They actually managed to send the Moroccans packing, and they're going on the offensive now. I don't think that's the right move, personally. I would hold back and just let Morocco burn themselves for a bit. Okay, I think Timbuktu rethought that one. They are pulling back. It's not like they have manpower of their own to throw at the problem, and yeah, on top of that, they've got quite a bit of deficit and one loan of their own. There's a question coming in about Timbuktu's tech screen. It's just fully forced on military here. And they actually have military tech 8, paying way above the odds for it, but they got it.
Tunis has taken the war goal, though.
That's going to change the war score considerably and probably allow them to peace out with air. They'd need to push it a bit more before they could get peace with air, but I reckon if they went for the fort, their capital fort, then that would be that. Oh! Are they going to raise the colony?
Oh, the knights are on Malta now.
I don't think he can raise the colony because he's condottieri, but he's telling Timbuktu to get back in and burn it down. What was that, Johan?
Knights have 2 provinces.
Yeah, there we go. They get the event that got them Malta. There we go, some Knights expansion that they can maybe hold on to. The last time the Knights took land, it didn't work out so well for them.
No, but I don't understand France. Why did they allow Savoy to take territory?
Yeah, they're really infringing on French land there.
I mean, they have a strong alliance with Castile and Burgundy. They should just stomp it.
Yeah, especially since France have that advantage in Italy with Naples themselves. I mean, what does Savoy have on their side? Switzerland, Portugal, Milan, and the Papal State. I reckon France and friends can win that. But it's also the question of, does Burgundy and Castile want to help France just get stronger by taking Italian lands? Could be a recipe for disaster down the line, especially for Burgundy.
Ooh, I want to point out that Argeo has been eliminated.
Is that the end of Central American shoe? Oh, he's down to 1 province there. 1 province and an ally that has 2 provinces, so that's not looking too good for Shu. Kaiser Johann holding out a bit better. He's still got the 3 provinces he started with. Quite a few cores to grab.
He's drilling.
Always preparing for the next war. Alright, so they didn't burn down or seize the province of Tuat. We've got a question asking for the player map mode for people that have just come in. We'll have a quick look here. Look while you can. Sicily, you won't be forgotten, even though our alliance lasted for less than 1 year before you got in this one-sided war. Okay, so the Knights decided not to save Sicily, as Sicily gets attacked by Savoy, Papal State, Urbino, and Perugia. Probably to stop the French from taking it, because the French could push those Neapolitan cores. The question is, who would get Sicily? I'm thinking Savoy. I'm also thinking Savoy is pretty greedy. Now, Savoy apparently broke 2 deals in the previous runs. That's Caligula Caesar there. They had a deal with Venice and Florence, and they broke both of them. Or at least so we heard. I don't think we heard Caligula Caesar's side of the story. Remember if we got Savoy coming in last time?
Can't remember. I just know that if you have the nickname Caligula, you're not gunning for being the most honorable and peaceful and friendly person.
He's just living up to the name, right? Everyone knew it.
Poland and Lithuania is getting eradicated.
Well, it's prime real estate for the nations that are around there. Brandenburg are going to want to finish off their areas there. Burgundy, Bohemia probably just wants all of it since it's the right culture for them.
Oh, Knights got an ally. Hungary is protecting the Knights.
Ooh. A newly grown Hungary that's just grabbed 3 provinces around here. Walling off the Ottomans right there. So I wonder I wonder when Hungary are going to take the fight with AI Ottomans, because it's still a pretty strong nation.
Central Africa is fine. Morocco and Tunis got sent back.
We still have the crusade on the Ottomans for quite a while, but I'm not sure if anyone's going to act on it right now. Then again, if Hungary is out of ways to expand, there's a whole lot of land to be taken from the Ottomans there. Central Africa is fine. Grugi's picking up on you there. Well, they pieced out, and it doesn't look like we've had any border changes, but Morocco and Tunis have made it clear what their ambitions are. So I think Timbuktu and Benin are going to have to solidify and centralize what they have there. They need to get more of that gold. Oh, actually,
yeah.
you grabbed the gold. Well, some of the gold. There's still more in Bur to be had.
There's not many princes left in Germany now, so
yeah,
what's going to happen there?
I mean, these players, we put in time to add so many nations and princes into the HRE. What do? No respect for their independence, just gobbling them right up. In fact, we're even short 2 electors right now. Hungary sounds very illegitimate to me. Saxony is the favoured emperor, but Palatinate and Trier are both voting for Palatinate there.
Yeah, they could assign new electors, probably.
So Spain's found themselves a new holiday home. They've headed over to Caribbean. And they've got 2 colonies going thus far. And do we have other people that have exploration or expansion ideas? We've got England with them. We've got Scotland with them. Heaven help them. The Scots, are they even able to set up colonies here? They could. They could certainly set one up in Greenland here. Yeah,
well, the Spaniards or Castilians, they are in the Caribbean or colonizing nicely.
Well, there's plenty of land to be shared out, but it depends who's going to get who's going to be in that race. France has taken economic ideas, so I don't think we'll see them racing over to the New World just yet. But Portugal, of course, have exploration and expansion. They were heading down through Africa when last we checked.
They're in Brazil as well, so...
There we go. Actually, they're picking off quite a bit of that Brazilian coastline.
And also, they're in Luanda around Congo, so they're controlling the south.
Ooh. So I wonder if they're going to try to get all the way around and just springboard themselves over to Southeast Asia. Plenty of dosh to be had there.
Yeah.
Alright, Sicily's been dealt with, but they've been subjugated by Savoy, not straight up annexed. An odd choice. The land is so good, I would straight up annex it, but there we go. And then again, that Maltese province is part of eastern Sicily's area, I wonder if Savoy is going to gun down poor knights as well. Let's see, it's Knights Corps, it's Naples Corps, but it's not Sicily's. Oh boy, join for some Turkish delight. Holy Crusade against Ottomans to restore the Knights and Genoa. So they're going to get, let's see, Sakis and Lesbos back to Genoa. And Genoa needs some land back. It's still being played by Bjorn B. He's holding out. He's a bit scattered. And certainly multi-religious here. But this is a big claim by Hungary. They have a lot of land. They got a lot of power behind them to make it happen.
They will probably get the backing from Austria and Bohemia.
That would make sense, but on the other hand, what do Bohemia and Austria stand to gain from that? Especially Bohemia, who's landlocked. They can't exactly grab some Ottoman lands for themselves.
Oh, there's only 2 players fighting wars, Daniel and Kaiser Johan. And Daniel is doing great.
What's Daniel up to? Oh, he's decided to expand into Congo. Well, Congo have already fallen there. Benin had a great military tech advantage. So I wonder if he's trying to grab this so that Portugal don't have a chance to. How about the Kaiser, though? He was saying he couldn't go to war for a while, but war is upon him. Okay, but it's not even his war. It's Matlazinka's war. Pulling him in, but they've got this one in the bag. Shouldn't be a problem at all. Could work out for the Aztec, though. They're grabbing one of their cores back.
Could be, could be. Oh, he's a vassal.
Oh, I didn't notice that. The Aztecs are subjugated by them. Okay, so they have to go into the war. And on top of that, he's got a truce with his overlord, so he can't do much until 99. But hopefully his overlord is nice and gives that that core back. And then he ravages the areas.
50 more years and Sweden will be a dominant powerhouse because Green Grey knows 2 things in EU4 multiplayer. He knows how to fight wars and he knows how to fight.
Well, we'll see what comes to pass there, because Scotland is going for the conquest of Orkney.
Yeah, and Norway's gone for a second time, so they're not playing anymore in this campaign. So you see them getting...
Yeah, Norway's going to get wiped out here, but I'm surprised... oh, I guess Sweden want to, but Sweden have a truce with Norway for another 2 years, so this is Scotland's best chance to get in there. I wonder if they're only going to go for the islands, or if they want Norway proper. That'd be a risky thing to do, but a good way to get more land.
So now Timbuktu and Benin is grabbing more territory in Africa.
Yeah, they kind of have to. They need to do a land grab here before Tunis and Morocco get aggressive again.
So Benin and Congo will, Benin and Portugal will have a border in Congo.
There we go. We got Benin's Congo there. Only taking a part of the area, no doubt wanting to come back for the rest. Trade goods are pretty good around here, right? We've got ivory, we've got gems.
Interesting. Benin and Timbuktu is destroying their former ally.
Air was kind of a bit of a liability against Tunis and Morocco, because it stops them from controlling the war if the war leader is an AI like that. But at the same time, they don't want Air to be taken over by Tunis. What's Yao up to, though? Yao's just kind of... Have they expanded since they got in there?
Well, it could be worse. It's like I'm just watching England here, and they're getting occupied by Aachen in northern France, and their armies are just sitting on the...
They got their cogs right there. They need to go down and save their fortification, which I don't think they managed in a previous war. Not that it matters too much. Scotland will get ticking war score from holding on to Orkney there, and well, he's
Utrecht grabbed Iceland.
Yeah, well, I wonder if Utrecht's going to keep one province there for themselves. Have they taken any? They've taken level 2 exploration ideas, so the world's worst nightmare, Dutch America, could be coming.
And Denmark also wardecked Norway.
Okay, it looks like people want to protect Norway by simply taking their lands from them. Sweden are still sitting on that truce, so they can't do a whole lot, but there is lands that they surely want to take. People are liking the idea of Dutch America, don't worry, there are plenty of swamps over there to be had as well.
Yeah, we'll see what ooh. I see a colony. I see a Norwegian colony in North America.
Yeah, that could be seized by somebody if they wanted to take it over and get it done themselves easily enough without having to get the range themselves. I wonder if Utrecht want to get in on that.
Utrecht can't reach it because they haven't discovered it yet, but Scotland can probably.
Yeah, I wonder if Scotland could take it, and well, they could use it for themselves.
I also see a Moroccan colony in Suriname.
It's been a while since I've seen such focus on colonization early in the Dev Clash, but there we go. Yeah. And the Moroccans making good on their ideas there. Probably seeing that going for Central Africa is a bit tight, so trying to go for the colonial game instead. But are the Castilians still just having 2 colonies here?
The English armies are in Norway and not...
Yeah, they're not defending their own lands from the mighty Aachen. In fact, even in Utrecht province is occupied by Aachen's just on a rampage right now.
I think Aachen is soon getting eliminated from the map.
Now Utrecht will have to work on that. Aachen's just angry because their city isn't quite as prestigious as their neighbour Cologne is. Alright, so I was wondering if the Scots were going to land in Norway, but well, the English have at least gone there. And are giving the lands over to Scotland.
And they're sieging down the main fortress there, blocking the Danes.
It's an important role. I'm just unsure what the British plan in general is here, though.
Not defending France, letting France burn at all times.
Probably just sending a message to the French there.
Poor Kaiser is fighting wars for his overlord.
Well, that's what a good subject should be doing. And he was richly rewarded. He got his 12 development gold province back in the war that his overlord was fighting.
And poor Norway, you're soon eradicated from the... Sweden is grabbing as well.
Yeah, I don't think this is the future that Norway was hoping for. But I mean, it's just the inevitable happening sooner rather than later.
There are so many rebels now, oh god.
Happening sooner, but also by the wrong country. So what year was the Swedish annexation of Norway?
1814, right? Something?
Well, it's happening a good few hundred years beforehand, but I just wonder what the Swedes are actually going to get. Okay, they've managed to make it to Trøndelag before either the Danes or the British did. I'm really wondering what the British plan here was. If they wanted to rush Norway proper, they should have gotten in there before the Danes and Swedes had a chance. But now the Swedes are in, and the Swedes can take the north for themselves.
As usual, the Danes are fucked.
I wonder if they are taking it for themselves or if they're going to want to protect it for Sweden. The Danes haven't done that much expansion of their own. Well, no, I take that back. I take that back. The line that they drew between Lithuania and Muscovy, I just noticed that. I think the Danes are trying to cut off the Eastern Europeans from eating into Russian lands, and they want to save that for themselves in Sweden. Still a big war against Muscovy to do that, but I reckon they will.
Because Scotland peaced out.
What have they got? Oh, okay, that was modest.
And Western Iceland is part of Utrecht.
This kind of partitioning of Iceland is not safe for work.
And they didn't take Orkney, just the Shetlands.
Yeah.
No, Faroe.
No, they left the Shetlands. They took Faroe. No, Utrecht took it. Okay, so Scotland got Orkney and half of Iceland. Utrecht got the other half of Iceland and the Faroes. Why the Faroes? Madness. But they left the Norwegians their little colony that they've set up in the New World. I wonder what that's all about. I'm surprised they didn't go over there and seize it.
But they didn't take anything in Norway or Scandinavia proper, which is a miss because they are actually friends with.
Could be, but it could be that they also don't want to risk fighting against the Danes and the Swedes over that land. And there, the Danes and the Swedes would have the overwhelming home advantage.
Probably.
Well, there's a Reformation happening in Europe.
Where do we see it?
It's starting out in Holstein and also in Saxony. Wait, is there one more? Yeah, we've also got it happening in Fien. But who's going to be embracing this? Well, Saxony have themselves. Good to get in early. Brandenburg as well. And I don't think... Well, actually, the French paradox in Bohemia has also cried out that they don't trust this Luther guy.
Oh, it's fun watching at the cardinal map out. Lots of them are in Italy, but there's like one in Sweden, one in Norway, one in Denmark, but there's nobody in the countries that are becoming that in Germany.
Yeah, no, the German country is turning to Protestantism. The cardinals are out of there.
So it's like 20, 30 years in, and we'll see the Council of Trent to helm.
Yeah, one thing we added to the religious map mode was actually seeing where the cardinals lay. Although I kind of miss it because we don't have Lorenzo's face as that icon anymore.
Oh shit, I forgot my important uniform for Dev. The Team Duplo Battle Pope t-shirt.
Oh. Yeah, sadly mine's in the wash right now. I have to settle for the Riga one.
Yeah, it's second best one.
Alright, so we were told there was going to be a crusade, and we have a crusade. Hungary are going ham on the Ottomans. They are, of course, bringing in Genoa, as they said they would. Good lord, they're bringing in everything in the kitchen sink here. They got Bohemia, Genoa. Hold on, it's Austria leading the charge.
Tunis is on the side of the Ottomans. Mamluks is on the crusade side.
Yeah, the Mamluks certainly would want to bring the fight to the Ottomans, but I think the Mamluks are just going to be going to be there to tank the attacks of the Ottomans, whilst the Europeans. But Björnby is there. He's taking land over in the Crimea region. I'm wondering what they're going to be taking in all of this. It's a full-on crusade, so they're using Holy War. That's going to be helpful for divvying out the land.
I mean, I think Hungary is going to grab down to reaching the Bulgarian borders.
Well, they've no doubt decided ahead of time what they're going to take. I wonder if they've painted it on a map with the diplomatic map. No, I'm not seeing it there.
I'm saying Austria continuing with the coastline as they want for some reason.
I see Austria holding Kosovo, which I'm surprised that Hungary would let that happen. Mamluks not doing too hot though. That's where the Ottoman Empire's armies have gone to. I reckon they won't have a difficult time separate piecing out Mamluks. And the Mamluks are going charging in against Tunis, or perhaps vice versa. Either way, Tunis have a fight on their hands that they perhaps weren't interested in. Well,
it's interesting because they're going to be bleeding in this one.
Yeah, they're able to... Oh, well, they fought back some of the Mamlukian army. There is more of them. But this could be Tunis's opportunity maybe to run over and land grab from the Mamluks if the Ottomans will give some of that land to them. I'm sure he wouldn't mind getting over to Alexandria. But the Ottoman heartland is going to be fairly ravaged in this one. And yes, people are noticing that the Teniz have rather corrupt ways. He was probably using that to fund his operation on air, which ultimately backfired. And he's probably rooting out as much as he can. Oh, he's got the loan. Oh, he's got one loan. It's not the end of the world.
Well, the Mamluks is getting destroyed. The fleet is getting crashed. The army is getting crashed.
They're at minus 50 war score already, I reckon. The Ottomans are going to separate piece out the Mamluks and then charge back in to try to defeat the Europeans. But the Europeans have this. Not only are they so high in number, they're positioning their armies so that they're looking after each other as they lay siege.
And also played by humans.
Yeah. The human advantage over AI is strong.
Tunis is advancing towards the Nile Delta. Oh, and the Western powers is actually fighting a war against the AI, conquering Lorraine, France, Burgundy, and Castile.
Well, they don't want to take too many risks, do they? That is overkill. Yeah, this is Burgundy's fight against just Lorraine, Mainz, and Nassau. I don't know why they'd need to call in Castile and France and all their subjects to boot. But this will be good for actually piecing Burgundy back together. There's a motion that this is perhaps to intimidate the Emperor into backing down. Well, is the Emperor still Austria? No. No, what? It's Savoy? So much for the attack Savoy option here, though. So Savoy has the backing of pretty much nobody right now, but they were able to secure the Emperorship at the important moment. But not so much that they were willing to defend Lorraine.
No, that's never worth it.
Okay, Tunis did make it over to Alexandria. I don't think they're going to be getting that out of the war. Well, they could. We'll see what kind of peace the Ottomans give the Mamluks. But I reckon they certainly could. Seeing how this is being divvied out, I don't know why they're giving land to Bohemia. Bohemia won't be able to take anything because they're landlocked here. They would need a port if they wanted to grab this land. But Austria have made it clear what they want. They want to continue their coastline and of course grab the coal province, or the gold province that will actually produce coal down the line. But the Ottomans, they almost look pretty greedy here with everything they're taking. They want all that Bulgarian land. But it's Austria that holds the City of World's Desire. Somebody's suggesting that Duplo has fallen asleep. Yeah, what are the Knights doing in this grand war that is supposedly to bring the Knights' land back? Because they're not fighting in it. And they do have a navy.
Well, the Ottoman Navy is controlling the sea. They have like insane amount of.
Yeah, well, they
can't cross either because the Ottoman fleet is controlling the seas, so they can only be.
Yeah, they could take the long way around, but nobody seems to be making the march to do that.
Yeah.
Or they could have built a navy. I mean, it's not like Austria is short on coastline right now. Hungary's a little short of it, though.
Holy shit! The fleet of the Ottomans is.
Yeah, they're gonna cross over there in a hurry, but they could go around, and I'm sure Genoa would be relieved to see another army there.
Yeah.
The war score from battles, because this is a holy war, is not looking good for the attackers here. They've actually lost 40 war score plus ticking war score because of all the battles that the that the Tunisians and the Ottomans fought down the Mamluks, they're actually, on paper, losing the war. So they're going to need to fight and win a lot of battles if they want to do this. That's the downside of bringing the Mamluks into this war.
Tunis pissed out, and you know what? Which said it?
That was the deal of the century for Tunis. That was a fantastic deal, in fact. Did get himself all the way down to Alexandria, and that will have significantly weakened the Mamluks. So Tunis is actually free, once the truce is up, to continue his conquest, and he could end up being an incredibly powerful player if he knuckles down on the Egyptian lands, because these lands are good. These lands are very good.
This is not good for Grugi.
No, it's not good for Grugi to see that his North African buddies are getting stronger. Oh, what happened to the province of Tuat? The Moroccans ditched it. Maybe it wasn't worth the cost when they could take over much nicer areas in South America.
What did it peace out for?
Well, the Ottomans took some northern Lebanon, or Syria. Not the largest slice they could have ever taken, but I think it would cost extra to take separately from the Mamluks. And now they need to turn their armies around, because the Hungarians are over there in Armenian Yerevan. In fact, they're launching an assault on the fort. That's going to be painful for the Hungarian army. That's very painful for the Hungarian army. They took it, but they also lost so many of their men there.
And they're also losing the war.
Yeah.
They need a fleet, and they're getting blockaded up in Austria.
That they are.
And in Italy. Rome is getting blockaded completely.
Pretty sure that's not what the Papal State were imagining to happen, them getting blockaded out of this war. That said, right, the Hungarians were able to siege a fort there, so they can move into Anatolia. But the Ottoman armies are getting together, probably trying to eject them. And they could, because the Ottomans have military tech 9. That's a big step up from 8. It gives better infantry and it gives extra tactics.
They marched around and they're attacking in the mountain.
We got a battle in Erzincan. It is into the... Oh, no, they decided against that when they saw the Hungarians coming in. I reckon they're going to go and take the fight in the highlands, though. Down in Diyarbakir. They're going in. We'll see exactly how well the Ottoman fight here. They're bringing in a 6-shock general. And I don't see much of an offset on that in the attackers' armies. Let's have a look-see. Yeah, oh ho ho ho. The Ottomans are slaughtering them. We always love it when people bring the fight in the dev clashes, and this time it's the AI Ottomans. Okay, there we go. The Ottomans were forced to retreat there, but not before they laid so many casualties onto the Crusaders there. That was a massively costly fight.
And there's rebels, Ottoman noble rebels in Constantinople.
Yeah, the nobility is to the rescue. They're going to besiege that land. So how many players does it take to defeat the Ottoman Empire?
And the Ottomans have nice reserves.
Yeah, looking at the Ottomans, they got 61k units still holding back. The Hungarians, they got a little bit of manpower. The Austrians have decent manpower, but the losses they took trying to defend there didn't work too well. And yes, we are in the Ottoman Golden Age. There's a question about institutions. We are in the 16th century now. Colonialism has popped up. And, oh my days. So Denmark is actually holding the colonialism institution in Norwegian lands. That's a bit of a game changer for technology in Central Europe. Probably going to take a while to get there. Alright, the Ottomans are keen on taking back Constantinople in their own name. But again, the Ottomans aren't a player here. They can't make player decisions, sadly. They can, however, have a decent army.
And Kaiser Johan is doing great. He's liberated himself, and he's just conquering shit like...
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm fairly certain the Kaiser Johan knows how to play in Central America. Now that he's got himself independent, he can get his subjects and blitz through his religious reforms. And those religious reforms are strong. What do you think he'll go with first?
Oh, I need to check.
He's a disciplined man, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for discipline, but that war exhaustion reduction is divine.
It's OP as hell.
Oh, Sir Rogers thinks that being in sync is OP, so he's decided to have none of it. Yeah, the Portuguese are at war now, but I think they're just picking off one of the OPMs down in Brazil. I could be mistaken, but I'm not. Down they go. Duplo saying that the Knights have a fleet in being. A lot in being. I think it's more like a fleet in theory there, Duplo. You need more boats.
Portugal has taken the Cape.
Now, what are we going to get in the Cape? Everybody wants gold, but they got wine.
Wine is the greatest thing ever. Well, what did Jesus do?
He died for our sins, but he also gave us wine. Okay, these Crusaders really need to turn things around because we actually have Ottomans charging in to Hungary. In fact, they're marching on Pest. Or Pest, I believe it is. And they have 4 cannons with a siege general. Not to mention, we're still in the age of discovery for another 53 months, so I don't think the Hungarian capital is going to hold out much longer. One look at these Ottomans marching in, and I think the Hungarians are going to be surrendering from Pest.
They have a golden era.
Oh, yeah. Each siege phase is 11 days, and it's starting out at -7%. I think this could be a bit of egg on the face for Hungary here. And he has these gaps in his fort defense, so they can just march straight up into the capital. Supply shortage straight away. And they've almost completely besieged the Balkans. I don't know why they're not keeping a home defense force here. Because it's got a long way to march back. And remember, the Ottomans are still winning this war handily. They've got 31 war score. Ooh. You'd think Memories of Varna would have the Austrians and Hungarians fight a bit harder, but nope, that's the Hungarian capital gone.
Pest is gone. Vienna is
on its way out too. Oh, good heavens.
This is beautiful.
This is Varna all over again.